Hello everyone, it's me again, GW Fan the Softcore Brony, welcoming you back to Let's Play Breath of Fire 2, the Retranslation. Take 2, because I wasn't recording the sound earlier. Anywho, I thought about doing kind of an in-depth look at each of the characters, but you guys know how they all work by now, so, you know, we don't need to go into that much detail, although the Cheerily in me demands that I do at least a quick overview. So, even though they're not all on screen here, as you know, Bosch, great offensive potential, especially once he starts to level up, which he does very quickly. Also a healer, and in his transform state, he's actually pretty fast too, so always a good choice. Lyn, offensive speed, that's her whole thing. You don't use her for much else, even though she does have spells. You just use her for her raw power, or speedy power, so that's about it. Rand, great tank, our best tank, I should say, with healing potential, and he hits like a truck, if not a rather slow one. Also a great choice always. Let's see, Nina, she will start to learn better spells around level 30, although I don't think she learns the Fireball spell until kind of late. But in her transform state, she technically is better than Deus at the present time, except for in every category except for HP. But that will change once they both get to around like kind of like the mid 40s or so, give or take. And then Deus will just totally annihilate her in stats. But anyway, still useful there. Since she does have the Kyrie spell, which Deus lacks, however useful you might find that. Otherwise, Sten here, his use really is the fact that he has access to 3 different elemental weapons, and that is kind of the main thing that stands out about him besides his speed, because he's honestly not that much more durable than Lyn, really. So, you know, you got that. Tapeta, he actually is durable finally. In his transformed state and with good armor, he has the potential to be in the first position, the only one besides Rand who can do that. And otherwise, his main use, or rather his sole use in life really, is just the Holy Elemental. It's this Holy Element at all, so if you need that, that's where you go, because otherwise he does learn the Death spell at level 30 and the Kyrie spell at level 32, and if you really want to use Cleave, it's not that useful unless you use items to boost his speed to about 120, so if you really want to use him, do that. And then lastly, Espada, he's basically a really durable mage who only learns 1 spell or a really good spell if you deem to teach it to him. So, and then Deus, of course, is always awesome. So, anyway, with all that in mind, who is the absolute best party you could possibly take? Well, most people agree that this party is what I like to call the super safe team. Ryu, Rand, Bosch, and Deus. Ryu, for me, I would, if you do take this party, I would equip them like this. If you don't have the Starbringer, again, the Soul Sword does work fine. This is good for the early part of the dungeon because of the amount of Spirit-type monsters you'll meet. Dream Jewels, you will really only need them for the first half, not the latter half. That's just for one particular annoying monster. Rand's got this stuff. Even though he has higher defense, I would keep Ryu in the lead to begin with because of the one monster that uses the Death spell. And you don't want to lose your Shaman so early on. Let's see, Bosch has got all this stuff. You notice I bought another Ares shield for him. That's why I don't have the Kaiser fist for Rand, because it kind of killed my funds. And Deus has all this good stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that's how I'm going to be using her. And technically, even though I haven't been using her, she is already able to wield the ultimate her higher elemental spells without killing any monsters, or without the rainbow drop thing up there, which is totally false. That they don't need to have the rainbow up there to use like Sirocco and those other spells. Anyway, Rand and Bosch are going to prevent you from ever dying. You got your slow healer and your fast healer. Both of them, well, Rand will learn Restore also eventually, which restores all HP to one character. Both of them will learn Cure 3, which was probably called Vitalize in this version, which heals 120 HP to all characters. Very essential for the final bosses of the game. And, well, Bosch will also learn Cure X, which heals all party members full HP, but I don't think that'll ever be necessary, so... Anyway, I'm not going to use this party. I thought I'd mention it just because it is considered to be the best, but it is kind of overused, so I'm going to use a different party. These guys, what I like to call the Nintendo Power Team, because way back in the day there was an issue of Nintendo Power that claimed that these guys were the most well-balanced and best overall team, although I think the guy who wrote that article wasn't even aware that blue existed in the game, or Deus in this version. But anyway, Rand, Lynn, and Nina, always like these guys. They're always good. I think I've got Ryu exactly the same as in the other one, and same with Rand there. Except he has the Kaiser Fist, because I actually had the money in this version. And let's see, Lynn, I've got with the Snake Staff and the Silver Tiara, of course. Courage Belt to maximize her attack output, since that is what she's good for. She will get better weapons in Infinity. Nina also has a Silver Tiara, you'll notice. I got one from Hebulk, although if you didn't get a second one, that's fine. There is a monster we can farm it against later, which I will show you. And then she has the Guardian instead of the Soul Shield, because we're going to be getting 2 more Soul Shields in the final dungeon anyway, so even though I'm not using my money for anything else, well, that's what we, I might as well, you know, not waste my money. So I've got all this stuff just in case. I'll probably be making a lot of use of these in the latter half of the dungeon when Nina can actually use her spells a little better. I think I really did have the full intention of using Tapita when I started this LP, but then I changed my mind. So I kind of am a little sad that I didn't give Nina the plus 16 HP, but it shouldn't hurt too bad. But anyway, even though this is the team I want to use, I am going to be using them a little differently to start. At the very beginning, I'm going to be using them like this without Nina transformed, because in my reserves, I have Sten transformed because I want to farm an item later on. Some of you can probably guess what it might be, and we'll have the chance to re-shamanize later anyway, or we'll be kind of forced to, but you'll see what I mean. But anyway, I'm going to meet you at the beginning of Infinity, even though you've already seen part of it, just so I can show you a couple of the random encounters that I already met. So, I'll meet you there. Alrighty. Like I said, this team's going to be handling random encounters a little differently. Plus, there is one particularly important difference that I wanted to point out anyway. So, without further ado, let's see. Hopefully I meet the big hands at some point. Or there's these guys. Again, these guys are undead, so... For them, I will want to basically try to take them out as quickly as possible. Burn Knuckle here, and the, let's see, Heat Staff is still useful at this point. If Lynn can get a critical hit, she can probably one-shot these guys, and otherwise, Kairi has roughly a 50-50 chance of working on him, so, well, normally these guys will be faster than everyone except for Lynn. Oh, well, at least you got the one that I already, weakened. Yay. Oh, good for Rand, though. Alright. Anyway, Lynn's gonna level up fast. She and Bosch level up faster than any other characters, so... she might catch up to Ryu, or even possibly surpass him eventually. Ah, good! I was hoping I'd run into these guys. Basically, with them, you saw how I handled them before, but really, the best way to deal with them is just cast Death on them. They're highly susceptible to it. Doesn't always work, but it works often enough to where it's, nearly every time. Practically. Ow. Thank you for not attacking Lynn. Alright. worked out perfectly. That's basically how we're going to be handling those guys. So, no need for cleave. That was another reason that the cleave's kind of a waste. So, anyway... Yeah, you kind of get how to get down there. This is where I'm sure I'll meet the spirit-type monsters sometime soon, because I will be handling them a little differently. So I'm just going to meet you back down at that spot where the intersection was, since it's pretty straightforward from here. Alrighty, you remember this location. Down there and in there, they both lead to the same place. It's just that one gets you closer to the more out-of-the-way item that I got before. Oh, okay, great, you're here. I already fought this guy off-screen, but anyway, this guy's kind of dangerous. Let's see, what was he called in the original? Elite. I don't know how they got that out of that. But anyway, this guy can cast the fireball spell, which I believe, what is it called? Called the Inferno spell in this one. So I definitely want you to charge and get a Ice Blast on him, because he's obviously weak to ice. And he also is really, really strong. Ow. That's kind of why I'm in this defensive position. There's a couple monsters around here that kind of warrant this. Oh yeah, he's not with the Starbringer at the moment. Definitely want that extra power from Lyn. Oh boy, this probably will finish him off, in fact, so I'm probably not even going to get to do that. Yep, good, good. Can't wait till she levels up a little more and gets a bit more attack power there. Is my smoke still up? Nope. Let's see. Oh, not Purify. I did want to do Heal. Alright, so both those rooms lead to the same place there, so let's see, I want to go down this way. I really hate those guys that cast Death, but fortunately I taught Nina Raise Dead a long time ago, so let's see, and then go ahead and get those back on. MP's doing fine. This is a long dungeon, so yeah, that's where those other stairs led. Ah, good, good. The other spirit-type monsters. I wanted to basically showcase how I would be handling them. Basically the same as that Ifleet guy back there. Yeah, make sure Lyn's healthy at all times, please. Since she doesn't have the greatest defense. I've given every stamina up that I've found along the way to her, so I think that's a grand total of, like, 3. Alright, go Ryu. That's why I like the Starbringer, even though he probably could do relatively similar damage with the Soul Sword. And then this battle's over. Anyway, I want to go around this way so I can get that treasure now. I really wish that lasted longer. Anyway, over here we get power food. Do I want to give that to... You know what? I do want to give that to Lyn. I really should have been giving him to her throughout the game, even though it wouldn't have made that huge of a difference. Might as well. That'll affect her once I refuse her later, so... Leveling up nicely. Man, Lyn's gotten 3 level ups already since I came down here. Sheesh. Anyway, over here. So you've got the Tyrant Armor and the Mother Robe. These are... Honestly, wouldn't mind equipping the Tyrant Armor. I mean, it's not that much weaker. It gives more offense and all that, but nah, whatever. Anyway, and then we got the Mother Robe, which is stronger than, well, both of these are stronger than the Rainbow Robe, but I like the, Elemental Protection, especially when I meet that, Ifleet. Oh, my smoke's gone again. yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Do I want to go this way? I don't quite have this memorized, unfortunately. I am going the right way, right? Unfortunately, having, with so many spirit-type monsters in the early part of the dungeon, magic users were almost useless. But anyway, at level 31, Rand learned Remedy, cures any bad status. Finally, I think, when did Bosch learn that? Quite a while ago, didn't he? Oh yeah, this was the right way. Okay, good, good, good. I think I need to reestablish smoke again. No, guess not. It just seems like the encounter rate's absurdly high. Anyway, we got the Scimitar here, which is called the Crescent Sword in the original. This is for both Ryu and Tapeta. It would be stronger than anything that you can buy for either of them. Okay, now I need smoke. Let's see, how strong is it? It's a little stronger than the Starbringer, nowhere near as strong as the Emperor Edge, of course, so nothing particularly special about it otherwise, so just use it as you will, I guess, if you really need it, but I never have, so. You know, I forgot to mention earlier that a lot of Let's Players will often level grind to level 40 before going into the level, or into Infinity here, or some other crazy level like that, but I don't really find it necessary, so that's why I'm going in at these levels, because we're going to level up plenty while we're here anyway. Let's see, where am I going? I'm going for a smoke, that's where I'm going, jeez. Man, I'm getting tired of that. Anyway, at level 31, Nina learned, what is it, the Blizzard spell, or Hail spell. Offensively, this has the exact same attack power as Ice Blast, it's just this one's multi-target. Although it is one of my favorite spells just because of its animation, and because it gets a special animation for a critical hit, or well casting. Once Lyn gains a few levels and I'm not meeting spirit-type monsters so frequently, I won't have to use the Ares shield so much on Lyn. Alright, this part. Did I already lose it? No. Anyway. It's called the Abyss Tower in this version because you know how back at the beginning of the game when we saw that huge tower and that kind of cool scene and all, and was talking about Ryu's destiny or whatever? We were basically climbing down that, and those knight-type guys I just fought, I just got a stamina up for one of them, so figure I might as well give it to Lyn. I probably could give it to Nina too, but Lyn's more likely to get hit. So, oh, I'm out of smoke again. Yeah. This is where I kind of wish for a memory function on the menu, so I could just be on smoke. Well, contrary to what I said earlier, I've used Nina almost exclusively for the Kairi spell so far. You know, since I just fought them, those big hands, they have the exact same drops as the other guys that look identical to them. So they could drop those mammoth clothes, or mammoth cloak, or whatever it's called. Which, I can't even get them to drop their regular drop, let alone their rare drop, so. There's actually still, like, 2 monsters that you haven't. If I was saying something earlier, I got a phone call during that last battle, so I totally forgot what I was talking about. If you happen to lose your shamans on the way down at this particular point, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter right now. Let's see. Now I might actually be able to meet those... oh, that's what I think I was talking about before. There's still 2 other monsters we haven't seen yet, although one of them we technically have. Let's see. This part's a little mazy, but I want to go this way first. Alrighty, and over in this chest, we got that other soul shield that I was waiting for, so alright. Much better for Nina there. She won't take quite as much damage now, and I think she has her ultimate equipment now, essentially. I mean, there is another really good armor to find out there for her, but I don't like it quite as much as the rainbow robe, so let's see. Sun Mask, I won't need it. How about I just meet you back at that intersection where we first walked in? Alrighty then. Have I mentioned how much I love the Ares shield? It really helps against a couple of big monsters around here. Let's see, we get the Undying Ring. Is that what I think it is? Trying to look at my... Oh! Immortal Ring. Alright, this is for Nina. It's technically her and Deus's ultimate weapon, although you might, even though it does increase wisdom a little bit, you might not want to equip it because if you use it as an item, it becomes the Raise Dead spell. So it could be really useful in that regard, although I probably am never going to need it. Especially if I don't want to lose my shamans, I'm probably never going to need it. So, yeah, I think I'll equip it anyway, just for that little bit of wisdom boost. Might as well. Anyway, let's see. I want to go down there. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and show this. So, let's see. Kind of similar to before. Oop, no. Ares shield, you charge. Oh, I'm hurt from that frickin' Ifrit that I fought before. And then I want to use Sirocco against you. And that should be enough to wipe this guy out. Ow. Of course, I could do that too. I should have had my other weapon equipped, but oh well. Ha-ha! Yeah, I might as well show how this party's going to handle it, which is pretty similar to what I've already been doing, so... And just to make sure you get the damage in, you're going to do that, and we're never going to... This is never going to happen, but... There we go. Bam. Good going, Len. Alrighty. Man! She's leveled up like crazy. Are you going to learn your next spell yet? I forget what level she learns it at. Am I out of... guts, smoke yet? No. I'm out of AP for Ryu, even though I could totally restore it, but I don't really care. You get the Shadow Stitch, which is the Shadow Dagger in the original. Well, I don't need to really show it, but this is the third strongest weapon in the game for Sten. It's weaker than the Slicer Dagger or that Demon Dagger, but if you use it as an item, it becomes the Idle spell or Paralyze spell, which is practically useless at this point in the game, so I wouldn't bother with it. I almost lost Lynn's transformation back there. That was a little close. Let's see. To the left is a dead end, so we don't want to go that way. I'm going to run out of those. See, in here we get the Hell Brace. Is this what I think it is? Yep, the Dream Brace in the original. This is a great item that grants partial immunity to the to whoever has it. So, actually, I'm gonna want to give it to Rand eventually. In fact, I think I'll give it to him now. Might as well. This way he'll be Alright, almost out of here. Let's see. Down that way is a dead end. Oh, obviously, I can see it. Accursed Riders. This is, again, why I want him in the lead, so... Let's see. Nina's AP is doing okay, I suppose. I mean, she can always restore it, so... See, here we get the Final Blow, or Final Knuckle. This, I don't know, could potentially be his, best weapon, but I don't know, I'll try it out, but odds are this will be better just because, the instant death aspect almost never works. Or, rather, you almost never see it, I mean. Let's see, then... Okay, I already got that one, so... Alrighty, that's the last of the treasures in this area, so... Good, that's it for the mazy part. Yay. Well, that mazy part. Well... So much for the partial immunity to death! Well, heal yourself. Man, where do you stand now, Ren? Boy, your defense isn't looking so hot. Nothing about you is looking too hot now. Oh boy. Good thing we're almost through the first half. Alrighty. Let's get out of here. Oh, I just didn't need to use that. And in this area, we, for whatever reason, can meet the easiest monsters in the game. Which is those E-sludges. What the? What in the heck? The time has come for what? Find out next time on Let's Play Breath of Fire 2, the Retranslation. Arrivederci.